Alright, I'm making a video, and I'm going to see how this works out. This is going to be my early guide to Legion. I'm going to be reading more or less from the document I put up on Facebook for my guild. But let's start at the beginning. In each of the leveling zones, you'll want to get all of the friendly rep with those factions. If you follow the main story quests through the zone, you'll almost always have all the needed rep by the time you end the zone before you move on. This is important for unlocking the world quest at 110. It will only leave the Nightfallen to do at 110 instead of going back and finishing up the other reps. This is very good, and man, I can't do a script to save my life. This is good because world quests do a lot of good for you. World quests resemble a combination of daily quest and Diablo 3 adventure system. A brief rundown is quests will spawn throughout the day, given a time limit on them to be completed. The rewards range from gold to loots to resources to artifact power. In addition, once a day you have an emissary from one of the factions that will provide you a loot crate. From other people in the beta guild I was in, it can drop legendaries, although that drop rate is still very, very, very low. I think it's still 1%. It took me about 3 weeks to get mine. In addition, make sure you have the artifact power, do all the artifact powers each day to ensure the quickest possible growth. You'll also want to go through your entire class hall quest line and unlock your third relic on all your artifact weapons, and it's only for the class. At the time of writing, it's bugged out, and this was when I stopped playing on the beta, and I'm unable to test it on all the alts to see if the third slot is open. You'll also want to do this so you can get your artifact power increases. There's a researcher. It's a little bit of a gate, but it's not like a hard gate, that provides you with AP power boost. So what ends up happening is you have what would normally be 10 power is going to be 11. Then later on it's 15, then 20, then 100. Some of the levels require 100,000 AP to move up. So it's something you'll want to do and make sure that you develop that growth every single day. Around rank 12 it jumps from 1,000 AP per level to 5,000. So the research for the artifact power is going to help you out a great deal. The quickest way to do each class hall quest as it comes up. Doing the class hall quest is very nice. It gives a story on your characters. Since I main a Frost Death Knight, I was robbed. And anyone who wants to see the quest hall, you can find them online, but I was robbed. Alright, so now we're 110. We've done all of the quests to get us up to the friendly rep. Time to get our Nightfallen rep up. Now in the beginning, Nightfallen rep is very small. You get enough to get so you can get to friendly, so you can unlock world quest. And then after that, it has a huge gap because they want it to be a developed thing because the rewards are very nice. If you haven't finished all your class hall quests, finish them up. Because the first day you'll want to get as many world quests that you can for loot done as quickly as possible. That way it can be better geared for heroics. The other part of the loot during the world quest will be scaled to your current level. So if you're still eye level 700s, it'll end up giving you around 800 gear. At the time of the writing, it was stopping at 815 for the standard quest and 825 for group quest, 835 for the raid quest. The raid quests are essentially whale sharks and Kazakhs type of monsters. Heroics should be available shortly, and I really do suggest doing those quests to make it gearing for the Heroics easier. Depending on both luck and a little bit of skill, it should only take a day or two to be prepared for Mythics. Now on to Mythics and Keystones. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, and this is where you'll actually see a change in what a lot of people say. Like in WoD, you have to walk into and assemble a group beforehand. The gear level is set at approximately 840, with Titan Forge up to plus 15 and so on. And some of the trinkets are incredibly good. And at the end of the dungeon, it will drop a random keystone. You don't always get the keystone, but I had incredible luck, and every single time I did a mythic, for the first time in a week, I got a keystone. So, I would do Halls of Valor, and I'd get a keystone for Maw of Souls. And as each time you upgrade that keystone, it gets more difficult. The standards are extra damage and extra health. And you take a look into it, it's like, okay, well that sounds not too hard. I can steamroll current mythics. Well, the one I really hated was Bolster. Bolster gives all non-boss enemies plus 10 or plus 20, sorry, HP plus 20 damage every time a non-boss dies. So there's a room in the Vault of the Wardens where it's all imps and an imp mother. You'll walk in and you either have to AoE everything down perfectly to kill everything within like half a second of each other, or you have to single target one by one by one, because the bolster only lasts I think like 20-30 seconds. So yay, fun, right? Frost DKs do a lot of AoE damage. Yeah, that Imp Mother room. Please don't ever get Bolster and have to do that one. That one sucks. Since the guides for the first couple weeks, I don't know how we would continue, since ratings should be unlocked as we progress in the second and third possible main trait on your weapons, which took me around 3 weeks to get down to the third major slot. We'll probably be ending the early grinds for the rating, and the rating looks like it's going to be set up pretty good. And just under full disclosure, I've only played the Death Knight up to now. I've goofed around with some of the other classes, but I haven't really put a lot of effort into them. And of course, this video is being made several weeks after I stopped playing the beta. Something you'll probably want to take a look into is finding out what you want to play beforehand. From my guild, we've already started taking polls and figuring out what we need. Now, we're not a mythic guild, but we do progress into heroics, and depending if we have enough people throughout Legion, we may actually progress into the early mythic dungeon or early mythic raids if we have the 20 people showing up on a regular basis. And for the guildies who are watching this, let's make that happen. Since right now we're already at Demonic Invasions, we only have about 10 days left. There's not much more I can say. But we want to make sure we get those reps done. Put a lot of time into the AP power and do your class hall missions. It's going to take about 3 weeks to unlock your second second legendary slot that you can use. And if we can get at least one legendary on each person for a raid, we're going to be doing very good. Any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'm not doing that like, subscribe shit. If you want to follow me, follow me.